Hello, this is Kate Wisby with Kate Wisby Music, and tonight we're going to talk about how to subdivide notes and the difference between the different kind of notes and rests. So first of all, we're just going to review the little key signature down below. So right here is a whole rest, so it would get 4 beats. The way I would clap that out would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. So then we have a half note right here, and a half note gets 2 beats. So the way I clap that out is half note. Good. Now I have a quarter note, and a quarter note gets 1 beat. So the way I clap that one out is ta. Then this is where I can't really clap it out. I try, but there's not much I can really do. Then we have an 8th note, which is a half a beat. So a quarter note is 1 beat, an 8th note is a half of a beat. So I usually do T, and then just to kind of show that it goes off really fast. So just a half a beat, T. Then we have a 16th note, and to be honest, I don't clap 16th notes because unless you did 1 ta teta, 2 ta teta, 3 ta teta, you could use it that way as well. This is called a 16th note, and it gets a quarter of a beat. So it's only 1/4 of a beat. So the way that this shows up here, it looks confusing, I know. But the way that this is showing is that this is a whole note. A whole note gets what? 4 beats. So if you divide that in half, 4 divided in half, 4 divided by 2 is 2, right? So you have a half note here and a half note here. 2 plus 2 is 4. So you have a half note and a half note. Now you're going to divide the half note in half. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. So you need 1 quarter note here, 1 quarter note here. 1 plus 1 is 2. From there, and then you do that the exact same thing on this side. 1 plus 1 is 2. Now you're going to do the next part. You're going to take a quarter note, which is 1 beat, and divide that in half. What is that divided in half? A half, right? A half a beat. So you have the 8th note, 2 8 notes equals 1 quarter. So 1 and 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1. Same on this side. 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1. Now you have your half a beats, which are your 8 notes, right? They're only half a beat. So now you're going to divide that in half, which are going to be your 16th notes. And your 16th notes are going to be equal to 1/4 of the beat. So 1/4 plus 1/4 equals to a half, right? 1/4 plus 1/4 equals a half. Same on this side. 1/4 plus 1/4 equals a half, and so forth and so on. Then you have your last part, which is your 16th notes. So, actually, I'm sorry, you did all that. So then you're good to go. You got your 16th notes. There's also something called a 32nd note. You really won't see it, but that means you would divide that 16th note in half to make it your 32nd note. But you really don't see those ever in music. They only occasionally come. So I didn't put them on here. You also have something called rests. So these are the different kind of rests. You have a whole beat of rest, which is 4 beats of rest. So the way I did that is I went rest, 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 rest. Try it again. Rest, 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 rest. Wow, that's easy, right? So 4 beats of rest is a whole. And the way I distinguish it is the hat is upside down. It's harder to pick it up when it's in the wind, right? If the hat is upside up, it's easier to pick it up the wind because it's easier to grab while it's floating in the wind. So that means that this one is only 2 beats of rest, while this one is 4 beats of rest. 4 beats, hat is down, whole note. Hat is up, 2 beats, half rest. So for that one, I go rest, rest. You ready? So rest, rest. Well, isn't that easy? Then from there, there's something called a quarter rest. This is only 1 beat of rest. So for that one, I go rest. Very easy. And then after that, you're going to get an 8th of rest, right? An 8th rest. And this one is going to be a half a beat of a rest. So it's like rest. I don't have no way really to show that one, unfortunately. And then you have something that looks like 2 dots and a line. Whoop, there you can see it. That's called a 16th rest. It gets a quarter of a beat of a rest. So it'd be like rest, like really, really, really fast. So I did the same thing that I did over here and divided it over here in rest. So this one is a whole rest. It gets 4 beats. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4, right? So you have a half rest here and a half rest there. Your half rest, we're going to take that and divide 2 in half. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So you have a quarter rest. So a quarter rest and then another quarter rest. 1 rest plus another rest equals a half rest. So you have those two rests. From there, you take that quarter rest, which is one beat of rest, and you divide it in half. Half of one is a half. So you have your you have your eighth rest. So you have 1/8 rest and another eighth rest, which is equal to 1/4 rest. From there, you're going to take your eighth rest and you're going to divide it in half to get a 16th rest. So that means there's going to be 2/16 to equal 1/8 a rest. So 2/16, and then over here you're going to do the same thing, 2/16. So in total, 4/16 for two 8th rests, which is also equal to 1/4 note. So it all kind of breaks down little by little. And then after that, I didn't put it in here, but you could also put a 30-second rest. That would be half of your 16th rest. Now, like I said, the 16th rest is only 1/4 rest, a beat of rest. So it'd be 1/8 would be the 30-second note. So anyway, it's confusing, but I know I can help you through it. So if you have any more questions or if you want to learn more about the subdivision of different notes and how to play and sing all these kind of notes, please email me at katewisbymusic@gmail.com. Again, it's katewisbymusic@gmail.com. Thank you so much and have a great night. Have a good one. Bye.